What's going on, Virgo? Welcome to your weekly forecast for the week of August 9th through the 15th of 2021. Truly appreciate you for being here. Hope you're doing outstanding. Big week in the astrology. Kind of strange. Lots of quincunxes, yods, faded week. Especially for you. You're going to have Mercury come into your first house and meet with Mars, and they're going to square the nodes in your first and 10th house. So this is a big time understanding to begin with of what you want to identify with, the things that you're starting in life, what changes need to be made so that new things can start, really based on an instinctual understanding of yourself. And especially with Mars in your first house, I mean, it's pretty much go time, like action oriented. Let's get things done. And with the squares to the nodes in the 10th and the 4th, especially with your north node in the 10th house, I mean, you're making big future decisions here, like big long-term plans, long-term goals, and very faded energy. And especially with the sun finishing up in your 12th house and just having a new moon in your 12th, and the yod that sun's getting from Neptune and Pluto. I mean, this is kind of a big surrender to the new identification of where things are going. And that trust and that faith is going to be so important, I think. Especially with Venus finishing up here in your first house. It won't go into your second until very late next Sunday. So we'll really talk about Venus in your second house next week. For you, I think you want to focus on that Venus here in your first, and being straight up and like straightforward with the relationships you want and what you do value. That Venus is going to oppose Neptune in your seventh house. So not only do you need to have faith, but I think there's action. It's like faith it's acting upon faith, which is fate. And especially with this opposition to Neptune to start the week, you don't want to get caught, honestly doing what everybody else is doing, or just hanging around people that don't bring you value that you want to identify with right now. So you can think, oh yeah, this is fine. These people or this relationship it's totally good. Is it really good? And I think instinctually, and not only even instinctually, but like just you're gonna know what's giving you value right now, who's giving you value right now, and you can't just put the rose-colored glasses on. I feel like you got to stand up and take the lead role here for exactly what you want, or you're going to feel like you just are doing something to please others and not yourself. So I think you're looking very, very straight at like what you need to do for yourself and making big choices for that value system and what's going to make yourself feel more powerful in the long run, while still being compassionate, of course, for other people, dealing with Venus and Neptune. But I think you're at a decision point this week of, are you going to keep doing things that don't make you happy internally just for other people, or are you going to like step up and take that pull to cycles that are changing, right? Even 12th house having the sun there, it's a lot of karma. So it's bringing up karma and subconscious stuff right now. And a lot of it is dealing with other people. That Venus is also going to quincunx over to Jupiter. And Jupiter and Saturn are in your 6th house here. Like, well, you got to change your reality. You got to put the work in. You got to pay attention to your health. Got to like, what's up with your body? Especially 1st and 6th house. Like, pay attention to what is stressing you out, especially if it's other people that are bringing big loads of stress into your life right now. You have to figure out how to transmute that energy. And Venus is going to trine over to that Pluto in your 5th house. So I think if you're expanding upon what you can create and what does bring you the ultimate happiness and value into what you want to identify with, then you're in a very powerful place right now to make big decisions for what you're building in the future, what you're building currently, and ultimately like a legacy that you want to leave behind. But I feel like this week you're dealing with a lot of like little things in your daily life that you need to pay attention to, and especially with the moon square the sun in your 3rd house this week. Well, if you're not going to speak up for how you're truly feeling, and you're just going to hold on to these or suppress these emotions or suppress these feelings, you might feel like some anxiety come over you. You might feel like Geez, like not good enough. That's a hard square. 12th house, third house squares are not like the most fun. However, if you surrender to what's showing up in your life right now that makes sense, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel a sense of excitement in a way that doesn't feel like it's a big burden in life, then that's very positive because you can use that information to pioneer a new way forward for yourself that is going to hit goals, that is going to be the decision that you needed in life. And I mean, quincunx is everywhere. Chiron to your first house with Mercury and Mars. Like it's very fated, I think, for you to make a big decision. And that decision has to be yours. I don't think you want to just let society or other people in your life, you know, dictate your own foundation of self. Like I think you're at this big point of like surrendering to something bigger, surrendering to a mission, and then acting upon what shows up here in the now in your life that makes sense. Deep within you, it'll make sense. So it's not like, it's that difficult of a thing as long as you're willing to pull the trigger for something and not be scared, but, have that integrity and that authority within yourself to do something that you ultimately really want to do that's going to bring you the happiness you desire. Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, you can have the whole world in your hands and be able to create anything that you want, but you have to like I love you very much. I think you have a big decision to make. You don't want to just get caught weighing things out. I think when it shows up, you're going to know it, and it's a fated decision that's probably going to change the course of destiny for you, which is kind of a big deal. And I haven't said that for any other sign, but I think for you, it's that important. I love you all very much. Catch you next time. Peace.